The omnichannel experience costs too much. Does it? Let's take things at face value. By all market indications and consumers' behavior patterns, the omnichannel future is where we are headed. The world is getting more interconnected by the minute. Consumers are marching towards the purchase in an increasingly non-linear manner. New channels are emerging. Due to the explosion of digital noise, consumers' attention spans are shortening, while brands continue to introduce new digital marketing initiatives. As a result of the proliferation of marketing messages across all channels, consumers want consistent personalization. They want to know brands comprehend their interests and current contextual circumstances for the best possible solution offering. Can brands deliver on such high consumer demands without taking omnichannel engagement seriously? Possibly, but the degree to which brands will delight the customer will vary based on the degree of their consistency of their omnichannel experience. Because as more brands move to integrate their messaging across channels, more consumers will recognize those who didn't make that effort. While we are moving forward with cutting-edge marketing technologies and initiatives, brands still object to the value of omnichannel, primarily because of its cost implications. Many companies believe it's an expensive game reserved for big players. So they are willing to wait out the modernization of their marketing efforts to avoid the bad investment risk. The question arises, is investing in omnichannel really that costly, or is it more expensive not to invest now? Will brands still have a fighting chance? The real cost of omnichannel. Omnichannel, while many companies assume it's too expensive, doesn't have to be. The truth is it will require investment at the beginning of the project, but over time, the investment will start returning and the cost of maintenance will decrease. To ensure cost effectiveness, the omnichannel execution must be strategic. The reality is that most businesses are already multi-channel. The multi-channel engagement has become the standard as brands use email, mobile, or website channels to connect with consumers. The inefficiencies of multi-channel today are becoming obvious. It lacks the consistency and integration of messages across channels. And if you try to maintain activities and services across multiple channels without integrating them into a seamless omni-channel experience, you are likely to spend more resources and see far fewer returns than with omni-channel. Why do businesses think omnichannel is too expensive? Many brands are confused about what it means to create an omnichannel experience with customers. Many assume they would have to manage a complex customer journey, design new purchase paths, acquire new technology, and play catch-up across channels. This makes them doubt the sustainability of the endeavor. These doubts are the reason why we emphasize a strategic approach. Once you have your goals aligned with your internal capacity, all you need is a laser-like focus on value creation across channels. Because at the end of the day, omnichannel strategies drive an 80% higher rate of incremental store visits. On the other hand, if B2B decision makers don't get the value they want out of omnichannel interactions, they are very willing to switch suppliers. For example, 82% of B2B buyers who are actively looking for a new supplier will switch to a new vendor if a performance guarantee is not offered. Common objectives we hear about creating an omnichannel experience. Cost of technology. Concern. Digital transformation, including marketing automation platform, MAP, customer data platform, CDP, and implementation of new channels will require an investment. The total cost of ownership of different platforms, including its implementation, licenses, training, and utilization, can sometimes surpass 6 figures, which is often more than companies are willing or capable of investing. Reality? There are multiple ways to reduce the cost of technology implementation and its application, one of which we discussed in our previous video about cost-effective digital transformation. Additionally, when a company sets strategic objectives with a keen awareness of the implications of each marketing endeavor, cost optimization opportunities are constant while returns on investment are maximized. Cost of data. Concern. Omnichannel requires data optimization within the company and resource-consuming data silo elimination. Reality? Omnichannel only works when data is unified, clean, and up to date. However, companies can start small and build up. It's all about the progressive adoption of future-ready, data-driven practices to magnify results over time. Cost of resources. Concern. Companies often don't have the in-house capacity to facilitate sizable digital transformation projects. Lower marketing maturity levels will require hiring multi-skilled, marketing-savvy personnel, which can be hard to source. Reality? With remote-first work shifts, companies can hire skilled personnel from any part of the world to help them achieve desired results. Cost of new processes. Concern. Omnichannel experience requires updating the customer journey map, aligning different departments in mutual goals, retraining the workforce, and enabling consistent data flow to ensure 360-degree customer view. Reality? With the latest marketing modernization techniques, companies can leverage customer insight, strategic partners, and their internal operational know-how to continue building in the right direction. Cost of maintenance. Concern. Keeping the platforms functional and iterating as you go along will require competent maintenance skills. Reality? Companies will require guidance at the beginning of the omnichannel facilitation journey. However, once a certain level of expertise is established, the hard-to-do things become second nature. How to execute omnichannel cost-effectively. While required from the start, the omnichannel investment doesn't have to be as substantial as brands perceive it, especially if done strategically. Plan for progress over time. The secret of omnichannel is to recognize where you stand, what your customers want, and how you want to progress. Once the foundation is prepared, companies can start with integrating 2 or 3 new channels for observation purposes. There is no need to do 10 new channels at once, especially if we don't know how customers will react. Setting a phased approach to omnichannel is imperative, as the number of new channels might surpass your abilities to handle them effectively. Observe and adjust. Tuning into the customer is vital. Once you establish your channel performance benchmark, start to observe the customer's interactions. Ensure that the collected channel data is efficiently utilized for further experimentation. You will have to continuously adjust your marketing efforts to find the right way to engage your customers across channels as customers' behavior changes based on the channel. Allow this observation and experimentation phase to last several weeks and months if needed. Find the data that's signifying buyers' intent. Data is crucial to uncover patterns and signals that indicate consumers' propensity to engage with your brand and eventually make a purchase. It's essential to enable a single customer view to refine your understanding and ensure effective re-engagement. Otherwise, you may be pushing ads that don't resonate with the specific customer segment, resulting in wasted resources and annoyed prospective customers. Operationalize. Once you have found your right approach to omnichannel excellence, make your efforts known. Ensure your employees always know what to do, how to do it, and when to do it. Build workflows, processes, and content assets that will sustain the omnichannel experience and allow you to easily scale to the next level. Final thoughts. Omnichannel can enhance the customer experience, increase sales, and improve customer retention. If you want to understand how to start your omnichannel journey without breaking the bank, download our Omnichannel Marketing White Paper where we explain how to build a minimum viable omnichannel experience that companies of all sizes can easily execute. And please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos like this so that you can take your marketing automation to the next level. And remember to activate notifications to receive the latest videos. Thank you for watching.